So this is the recap for live stream 351, and it was a bad day in the office today, a very big losing day. So let's get into the recap. It's a recap I've been avoiding in a way. I didn't want to do the recap, but got to stay disciplined and continue to do what I have to. This even if I'm not enjoying it, because it's about growth and development. So came into the market, saw that the market rallied above the 3,400s on gold. When I did come to the charts, noticed the market was consolidating. I believe the first trade was a short to the downside. Did hit target on that short. Did set up again, went short, was stopped out, went short again, and I decided to get out of that position. I thought prices would turn around and hit the stop to the upside. Incorrect decision, as we can see in hindsight, because price continued to the downside. Took an unnecessary loss there, re-shorted as it set up again. Target was hit, and I believe that was it for our gold trades. So a bit of a mixed day in terms of gold, especially through the consolidation here. And let's have a look at our friends over at ES. Don't believe I had a good day on ES. So over on ES, we can see here, we had the rally overnight on Sunday, had market sell through the end of Asia, through Europe. As I came into the market was choppy. And I did use my Ross Cameron indicator. He had a red day. So normally when there seems to be a red day for a trader like Ross Cameron, normally there's a struggle in the futures. So came in, went short, price turned around, and I believe I took it off early there. Took it off early as the market turned around. Decided to get back in as it set up again. And eventually, it seems I took it off there. Then went short, and rather than wait for the market to go down towards the target, I took it off early. So went short, took it off early there for a loss, it seems. Yeah, took it off early, went short again, took it off early. Then eventually decided I was going to go short and follow the plan. Went short, held a position, was stopped out, then decided to go long, thought prices were reversing. This was not a true setup at all. This was out of frustration. Looking for the market to go retest the pre-market highs, somewhere around the 480s. Market had other ideas. It fake broke out, so the market was in a range. Breaking highs, breaking lows, breaking highs, breaking lows. So went long, price turned around, took it off for a loss, then went short here, held a position, even though price decided to turn, held a position, was eventually stopped out. I think this was eventually stopped out on a portion of it, and as the market came back, decided to close the position. So not a great day on ES. And finally, have a look at NQ. Same scenario, similar price action. Again, had a rally. Well, not a rally. From Sunday night where we opened, sold through Europe. Came into the market, did notice the market was choppy. Hanging around the pre-market lows. Decided to take trades regardless. First trade went short. Added to the position. I thought we are going to roll over and head further to the downside. Took off the positions there for a loss. Went short again, double the size. Took that off there for, should be a loss. Yeah, took it off for a loss. Then went short over here. Took it off early rather than let it go to the target. Went short again. Took that off early. Price came up, went short. Held a position, was stopped out. Similar to when ES went short, went long, looking for a move to the upside. Market turned around, false broke out above these highs. Couldn't quite get to those highs there. Eventually went short, and I believe went short here twice. Took part of the position off as the market rallied. The remainder of the position was stopped out, and that was it. That was it. So when I started losing, I started adding more size, and certainly did not work for me. So there we are. The most recent trade was a gold trade, which was in profit at the time when I decided to stop trading for the day. You can see the losses here, 36, bigger loss there at 90 on NQ, 30, slightly bigger loss, not 57 on NQ, big loss right there, small loss around the 15s, bigger loss there at 31, but huge loss here on ES, 105, big loss right there on NQ, 47, NQ again 63, ES again at 52, so I was having a tough time of it. These are the smaller wins, and these were taken off early. Didn't allow these trades to work, which of course is going to bring down my average. These small wins here should be much bigger than they are. Smaller loss, but these should have been much bigger than they are, and medium-sized losses through here. A slightly bigger loss there on NQ, so I had a difficult day on NQ, and this was the first trade of the day that actually did work in my favor, which was on gold, picking up 28.5. So it was a difficult day, and certainly when you're losing, increasing size is not the best thing, because rather than add to your winners, you're exacerbating the losses, which is not a good thing at all. And that's what I did. That's pretty much what I did. Now, we'll have a look at the trade performance, because it was a fairly bad day in the office in terms of the P&L. So we'll bring over the trade performance. We can see here, did add size as he was going against me, double the amount I had in terms of positions, amount of contracts, which made the losses bigger than normal. So we can see here, them smaller wins that we were cutting off early certainly paid a high price for that. The average win being 13,700. We can see here the average loss being 39. So we're looking at a 1, 2, 3 in an unfavorable set. We're looking at the average win being about 1 and the losses being 3 times the size. See, we take 21 trades, which is pretty standard. 9 on NQ, 8 on ES, 4 there. Now today was a very choppy day, so the amount of trades should certainly be smaller than they are. We can see here as well the total loss for the day being minus 585,325, which is huge, pretty much an account. And the only reason the account survived and being severely damaged is the fact that we were able to grow the account over the past 5 to 10 days with a series of winning trades and winning days. Now, giving back most of those profits, but we can see here we had 5 winners and 16 losers for only 24%, which is far not good enough at all. We can see the most was lost on our friends over at NQ. 2 wins, 7 losses, 22%. Average win being 9.5. The average loss being 4.7. So it's about nearly 1 to 5 there. The wins to the losses. Over on ES was a much better, lost 253, which is a huge amount as well. Only had 1 win, 7 losses. Likewise, only 13% accuracy. And again, over here we're looking at, well, this is about 1 to 5. So for every $1 of profit I picked up on ES, I lost $5 on my losses. which is not great. Gold was a bit mixed with 50% accuracy, 2 wins, 2 losses. Average win and the average loss are closer, but not quite the same. And because they're not quite the same, we can clearly see it didn't work in my favor here, but it's a lot closer than, say, our friends at ES and our other friends at NQ. So as I started to lose, started to go for bigger targets, but in a choppy ranging market, going for bigger targets is not necessarily the best thing to do. I feel certainly is a bit of FOMO there. For the most part, the setups were short to the short side, apart from when I got frustrated, decided to take a long here. So it's going to take some time to rebuild these accounts. I'm certainly going to stick with this strategy a bit. Now, what do I do in a choppy day like this? Probably the best thing to do is to call it a day quicker, rather than trade ourselves into a hole in the market that's not conducive to our strategy. Calling it a day quicker would certainly help. And the economic calendar was pretty light as well. We didn't have any major news. So, do have on Wednesday FOMC minutes and Fed Chair Powell speaking on Friday. We'll see how those things go. And do we have any major earnings? Don't believe we do. Let's see by market cap. Home Depot, Xiaomi. Don't seem to. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Going to be coming in. Likely won't be trading with the size I did today. I don't think I'll be able to margin that. And we'll see how the strategy develops over the coming days and weeks. I'm probably going to have to trade a bit longer in order to make up for the deficit I'm currently in. But with that said, thanks for watching. Good luck trading. Have a great day.